Have you ever felt stuck where fear had you in kind of like a headlock and you didn't know how to get out of it? Well, I think we've all been there. And I'm here to tell you, I've had my fair share of paralyzing fear over the years. As an entrepreneur, leading sales teams and building businesses, falling on my face, picking myself back up and continuing to fight another day. In fact, in this video, I'm gonna share super transparently with you how I got sucked into the fear vacuum this week and how I applied a simple formula to break myself free. And I'm confident that what I'm gonna share with you, if you apply it, will help you to live fearless. Okay, welcome back. If you're new to the channel, my name is benward, and I've led sales teams for over 20 years. Think of me kind of like your safari guide. I've navigated the sales and leadership jungle for decades. I've been there, and I've come back for you. And in this video, I'm gonna bring all the principles from my book, Pluck the FUD, together and highlight the last chapter, Live Fearless. And when I say live fearless, I don't mean having no fear. I'm talking about living with less fear, fearing less. And over the years, I've learned firsthand that fear blocks more action than anything else. It stops more sales from happening than any other factor. And there's really no way of avoiding that fear. And my question to you, my friend, is what will you do when the weeds come creeping into your mind? Are you gonna let it take you off your game? Are you gonna let the weeds take root in your mind? Are you gonna fertilize them? Are you gonna give them fresh nutrients? Or are you gonna pluck them out and get rid of them and try to prevent them and stop them from growing? Well, I wanna over-deliver for you and provide as much value as I possibly can to help you pluck FUD out of your life. So I'm gonna let you in on a little secret. There's a specific formula that I used as the framework for my book, Pluck the FUD. In fact, each chapter teaches one element of what I call the fearless formula. Now, earlier in the video, I said it was simple, but I didn't say it was easy. And in fact, I developed this over the years while personally facing a ton of fear, a ton of rejection, a ton of failure, starting with knocking on doors for more than a decade and recruiting sales teams. And then another decade after that, building businesses, succeeding and then falling on my face over and over and picking myself back up. And so let's jump into this fearless formula, but let me give you a little warning about this. Don't allow yourself to get overwhelmed by it all. There's way too much to try to apply all of it at one time. So just focus on one idea, one principle, one strategy, one tool to help you step into your greatness. But knowing the whole formula and the framework for it will help you decide which tool will be the most valuable for you to focus on right now. All right, fearless is an acronym to help you remember the principles, strategies, and tools to overcome your fear and pluck the FUD. Now, let me give you a high-level overview right now in a small window into each of the pieces of the formula. So first, don't fertilize the FUD. So the F part is fertilize, focus, fixate. Don't fertilize the FUD. Second is eat the frog. Fear things first like a buffalo into a storm. The third, the A, is annihilate the ants. These are the automatic negative thoughts. The R is the reticular activating system. Give yourself a kick in the RAS. The L is a challenge to love what is, applying ancient wisdom of amor fati. The E is you want to release energy vampires that are sucking all the good energy out of you, like a vampire who wants to suck your blood, or like a weed that steals the nutrients. S is stronger than fear, and there's 3 W's that are stronger than any fear. And the final S in the fearless formula, this acronym fearless, is wisdom that my mentor Brian Tracy, his mentor Jim Rohn, told him. And also Jim Rohn told the world this: you gotta stand guard at the door of your mind. Now, let me give you an example of how I personally used this formula this week to pull myself out of some FUD that I was experiencing. And I was driving and feeling sorry for myself after a conversation I had with a potential large client that I was really excited to work with. And it was decision time for them if they were gonna accept my offer to work with me. And they told me no. They told me they weren't gonna move forward. And there was just no way around it. It just wasn't going to happen. And while I was driving, I found myself lost in negative thought. And I was in my head about it. And I felt the FUD taking root. You know when you start fixating on something negative and it starts sucking all the positive, the good energy out of you? Kind of like a weed stealing nutrients from a plant. And let's be honest. When we get turned down on something that's important to us, sometimes it feels like nobody will ever say yes to us again. And it's as if we've exhausted all the yeses that we're ever gonna get in our lifetime. You know what I'm talking about. And it's common to feel the intensity of rejection and failure, maybe even little bit bigger than it really is. It's a lot like what Mark Twain wisely calls out. I've had a great deal of trouble in my life, and most of it never happened. And, well, listen, here's the thing. As I was there fixating on the FUD, sitting in this state longer than I'd like to admit, it's a little bit embarrassing. Here I am teaching about overcoming fear, and I'm telling you about this really transparent story that happened to me this week, current real time. And as I was there, my body was getting weaker. My brain felt like it was on fire. I just didn't feel good, and I was frustrated. And while I was there feeling sorry for myself, it hit me. I need to pluck the FUD, and I need to man up and apply the tools that I teach. So I was like, okay, that was kind of a hardcore challenge to myself. And with that, I started going through the fearless formula in my mind. What am I thinking about? Well, yep, there it is. I'm fixating on what I don't want. I'm fertilizing this FUD. And I challenged myself to stop it. Stop fertilizing the FUD. What do I want? Fertilize this. Give energy to what I want and not energy to what I don't want. What's the next step? The E. Well, eat the frog. What's a frog I can eat right now to charge straight into the storm, straight into the most valuable use of my time? Like a buffalo, without hesitation, charges straight into a storm. Like, okay, I'm going to shift my focus. And I knew what I needed to do. Then I thought the ants. I let the ants march in. I had a whole region of ants. They were infiltrating my mind. All these negative thoughts were happening. I'm like, okay, I gotta get the ant spray out. And I gotta use the 4 powerful words that's like ant spray to the brain. And I started thinking like, okay, great. And I got all I was there in my car, so I screamed it out. I reject that thought. And like the thoughts that I've been having about what happened, like I reject it. And then to the R, it's like, okay, I gotta give myself a kick in the RAS. A kick in the reticular activating system to shift my focus. And another question, as part of the fearless formula, comes to do with the L. Love what is. And a challenge to ask myself, where's the gift in this? And I had to be like, you know what? The gift is I'm going to be able to shift my energy. Instead of putting a lot of energy into this, I'm going to be able to shift it into other very important things that I want to do with my time. So there's a gift there. And maybe, I believe life happens for us, not to us. And so there's a reason that didn't work out. And so just shifting my focus to be like, okay, you know what? One door closes, another door opens. Was this bad luck? Was this good luck? Who knows? And so loving what is, the challenge of amor fati. And I thought myself like, how can I love what is in this situation? And how could I be like the mule and shake it off and step up? And then I went through the 3 W's that are stronger than fear. And I thought, what is my will? What do I really want? Well, I really want to make an impact. The final S from Jim Rohn is like, you got to stand guard. There's nothing more valuable than standing guard at the door of your mind. And I remember thinking, it's okay to sit in the reality that this didn't go the way I wanted it to go. And to feel bad or feel sorry or to allow those emotions to happen and to feel the FUD for a time. But then I just, for me, my standard is to not allow myself to sit in a FUD state and feed it and fixate and focus there and allow that to take away my joy. And I'm not kidding. Within about 90 seconds or so, in this coaching session with myself, everything changed for me. And I started feeling pumped, and my mindset was completely transformed on the spot as I focused and challenged myself. Now, I know these are more than just good ideas. They actually work in real life. And it was awesome for me to take my own medicine and have it make such a huge impact on my day and really turn everything around. Now, I wrote the book, Pluck the FUD, to help you to be able to uproot weeds of your mind. And my mentor, Brian Tracy, said about the book, he said, Pluck the FUD is a fast-moving, enjoyable book that will immediately give you the courage and confidence you need to overcome any fear that may hold you back from performing at your best. And Eric Weddle, NFL Super Bowl champion and 6-time Pro Bowler, said, to become great, you've got to guard your mind and tackle your fear. And Eric's one of the best tacklers in the NFL history. And he said, you're going to want to listen up and take action on what you learn in this book. Well, my friend, as Marianne Williamson said, when you are liberated from your own fears, your presence will automatically liberate others around you. There's power in that. When you show up as your best, you unlock and unleash others around you to become their best. And to become your best, you've got to pluck the FUD. You've got to get rid of the FUD. You've got to get rid of the fear, the uncertainty, the doubt that's holding you back from becoming and showing up as your best. If you haven't picked up your copy, order it right here in the link in the description below, or you can just get it directly on my site, benward.com. And again, I challenge you to use this formula. Apply it, memorize it. Have the card in front of you all the time. Keep it in your office, your desk, put it on your bathroom mirror to help you become your very best. Apply these tools. You've got this. Make it an incredible day. Pluck the FUD.
All right, here at the San Clemente Pier, about to jump. Got a bunch of 40-year-old grown men jumping the pier, high school style.
I mean, I've made worse decisions.
All right, I think Ben's jumping first here.
Let's go pluck the FUD on 3.
Okay.
I'm serious, I'm screaming it.
All right,
let's do it. 1, 2, 3, go.
Pluck the FUD!